Recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On this day, Wednesday, September 12th, 2012, at 4 p.m., the regularly scheduled board meeting of the Chicago Park District is being held in the 8th floor boardroom of the Administration Building at 541 North Fairbanks Court, Chicago, Illinois. Will the Secretary take a roll call of the Commissioners?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Shalaby?
Here.
Commissioner Koldyke?
Here.
Commissioner Lavelle?
Here.
Commissioner Salgado? Commissioner Allen?
Here.
Vice President Armstrong?
Here.
President Trobert?
Here.
Quorum is present. Let the record reflect that General Superintendent Michael Kelly and General Counsel Maria Garcia are also in attendance.
This meeting will please come to order. Before we begin, I have the real pleasure to welcome our new Commissioner, Erica Allen, to the Park District. Commissioner Allen comes to us with a distinguished background in areas of urban agriculture, natural resources, and programming. Erica, you've been before the board before, and I know you've worked with the Park District. We're really excited to have you involved with the perspective that you bring and the involvement that you have. So on behalf of all the commissioners, welcome. We're really looking forward to working with you. I think you'll find this a really fulfilling civic engagement, and I know that we all feel lucky that you're going to do this and that you're involved. I just wonder if you could take a little time to give us kind of your story and your civic involvement to date.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's my pleasure to be serving in this capacity. I've worked in Chicago for over 25 years, first as an artist and then an art therapist and teaching artist, and then most recently in the last decade in community-based food systems. And I've always been really impressed with how the Park District has created space for everybody in our city to have recreation, to have connection to nature, for families to be able to have safe, nurturing places to build community, and certainly within my specific work with community food systems, an opportunity to have continuous, consistent access to land for food security. So I'm excited to be able to contribute to the thought and planning and direction of this, and certainly through my personal interest in social justice, being able to bring that lens to this work as well. So it's my honor, and I'm looking forward to serving. So thank you.
Great, welcome.
Welcome.
Item number 1, I hereby appoint Commissioner Allen to serve as a member on the Committee on Administration and as Vice Chair of the Committee on Programs and Recreation pursuant to the Chicago Park District Code, Chapter 2, Section A, Subsection 10C. Before we move on to item number 2, we have one other announcement, and that is that Commissioner Juan Salgado will replace Scott Hanlon on the board of the Grant Park Music Festival as the Park District's representative. I want to thank Juan for taking on this responsibility. Scott worked in this capacity and did a lot with emphasizing to the Grant Park Symphony Orchestra how important we thought outreach was and community engagement and getting Grant Park out in the neighborhoods. And it's Juan Salgado's intention to work with them on these same issues. So we want to thank Juan for serving. And here's Juan right now.
Let the record reflect that Commissioner Salgado has joined them.
Item number 2, certificate of publication of the notice of public hearing for the proposal to sell general obligation limited tax bonds of the district in one or more series in the amount not to exceed $50 million for the purpose of financing capital improvement programs for the payment of land condemned or purchased for parks, for the building, maintaining, improving, and protecting of the same, and the existing facilities of the district, and for the payment of expenses incident thereto. This will be marked as received and filed by the Secretary. Item number 3, certificate of filing of the 2012 annual tax levy ordinance from the Clerk of Cook County. This item will be marked as received and filed by the Secretary. Item number 4, certificate of filing of the 2012 annual tax levy ordinance from the Clerk of DuPage County. This item will be marked as received and filed by the Secretary. Item number 5, approval of the minutes from the annual meeting held on Wednesday, August 8th, 2012. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
A second.
Will the Secretary take a roll call of the Commissioners?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Shalaby?
Aye.
Commissioner Koldeck?
Aye.
Commissioner Lavelle?
Aye.
Commissioner Salgado?
Aye.
Commissioner Allen?
Aye.
Vice President Armstrong?
Aye.
President Trauber?
Aye.
Motion carried, and the minutes are adopted.
Next, we will hear a presentation from the Pritzker Director of the Museum of Contemporary Art, Madeline Grinstein.
Good afternoon. And as you heard, my name is Madeline Grinstein, and I am the Pritzker Director of the Museum of Contemporary Art. And I want to begin by thanking the Chicago Park District and President Brian Traubert for the invitation to speak about the MCA today. We are really, really proud to be a museum in the park, and we're deeply grateful for our partnership with you, the Chicago Park District. We truly value and we make great public use of your support, and the Chicago Park District funds are absolutely essential to the MCA, go a long way towards serving the public good. If you've walked past the MCA lately, you couldn't have missed this project by the artist Martin Creed. It's the second in our annual Summer Plaza Art Series. It's a gigantic, illuminated, rotating sculpture called Mothers. And I'm showing it here on a Tuesday when we're home to the only farmers market on museum property in the United States. This work is 20 feet high, 40 feet wide, and revolves 360 degrees. It's been an especially welcome sight for families visiting the recently opened Children's Hospital across the street. Martin has said he created this work because, quote, it feels like mothers are the most important people in the world. I wanted to start with this image because it exemplifies the central tenet that we at the MCA operate under, which is all about lowering the hurdles of entry to accessing contemporary art and connecting art and audiences. This great artwork is accessible to the public 24 hours a day for free. Here we took contemporary art outside of our building, outside of the walls of the museum, and into the city. As you know, the MCA is located in the center of the city and is a vital part of the everyday fabric of Chicago. Our work at the MCA is driven by this vision statement. The MCA, as you can see, our vision statement is a top 21st century contemporary art museum, an artist-activated, audience-engaged platform for producing art, ideas, community, and conversation around the creative process in order to be a consciousness leader of local necessity and international distinction. Now, I will be the first to tell you that that is a mouthful, but at the heart of this statement is the commitment to be artist-activated, audience-engaged. Our programming is driven by the creativity of artists and then by connecting those artists and their incredible work to the public through access and interpretation and participation. So to begin at the beginning of that virtuous cycle, the MCA works with living artists who are producing the most compelling art of our time, and we literally catalyze their work. We commission it, we fund it, we show it, and we show artists from right here in Chicago, like this artist, Scott Reeder, and from around the world. I'm very, very thrilled that the new cultural plan for Chicago emphasizes artists as one of Chicago's strongest cultural assets. This image of Scott Reeder creating a gigantic painting for our museum is a part of that. And we also devote our entire third floor to exhibitions featuring Chicago artists 4 times a year. We ask that artists be a part of every aspect of the MCA. We pay artists to be guides as opposed to traditional docents in our museums. In our museum, we have artists in residence in Chicago Public Schools. We invite artists to design our store bags and to participate in all of our programming. Then we make sure that the artist's creativity is totally visible to our audiences. This is the Belgian artist Luc Toymans creating a mural in our atrium space during open hours, specifically so that our public could see how an artist creates art. We engage our audiences in so many ways. The MCA is free to all Illinois residents on Tuesdays, and we make sure to have free and fun programs on hand for our public to enjoy and to participate in. And usually those programs are led by artists. We also have free hands-on activities for children accompanied by adults. This is especially important now that we have the Lurie Children's Hospital as our new neighbor, where families are coming from across the street seeking solace as well as stimulation. We have a thriving Family Day program year-round with free activities. And once you become an adult, we have a commitment to lifelong learning, including public events that bring thought leaders like Hennessy Youngman up on the upper left and audiences together. And we've had tremendous success with these two initiatives, the dialogue, which focuses on issues of inclusion and diversity, and the MCA think tank, which focuses on issues of museum and society. I want to take you on a tour of our program to show you how we are accomplishing this vision, that mouthful that I showed you earlier, of being artist-activated, audience-engaged. This quadrant shows how that core DNA commitment breaks out, first with program excellence being the base, and then the other quadrants being the drivers that create programming for our public. And by innovation in the bottom left, I mean the digital MCA, the MCA on the web. So with this vision in mind, we launched an outdoor exhibition series. You saw the mothers. This is last year's, the sculptor Mark Hanforth. We held a community block party around this plaza series, and every day visitors posed for pictures and posted them on Flickr and Facebook. With this plaza series, we want to integrate the MCA more successfully into the city by extending our exhibitions into the public arena. And this is a free art show with educational materials. It's a gift to anyone walking by, and in that way we consider ourselves part of the civic identity and outreach program of Chicago. When you walk into the MCA, we want you to be immediately surrounded by art. So we started an atrium art project, and here you see in the upper right Andrew Bird. For those of us who love music, know him to be an Illinois resident, but also nationally and internationally successful, and his gorgeous musical sculptures on the upper left. You may also know that we're a vibrant center for live and performing arts. We have a 300-seat theater and a performance season that reflects Chicago's own demographics and diverse culture. The MCA is on the cutting edge of identifying major new talent, and for that reason, we devote half of our main floor to works by emerging artists, the famous artists of tomorrow. On the left is a piece by Rashid Johnson, born and raised in Evanston. And on the right, our curator, Naomi Beckwith, working on the upcoming exhibition of the artist on her right, Jimmy Robert from Guadeloupe. At the same time that we produce gutsy shows of artists' future masterpieces of tomorrow, we also devote ourselves to showing our collection on a consistent basis, and we have permanent education programs that are affiliated with that. One of the game-changing things that we've undertaken is what we call an engagement residency at the MCA, where we invite an artist to be in residence for a year, and we ask him or her to engage with various different communities in Chicago. Last year, we invited Mark Bradford on the right to be our artist in residence, and he worked with teens to create a pop-up art exhibition in downtown Chicago. This year, we're working with Martin Creed from Britain, who's worked with the dance community on an upcoming ballet. With the musical community, he recorded a record that we will be releasing in November, and the album covers were made by School of the Art Institute students. And most happily, beginning this month and through October, we're locating Martin's work outside of the museum in the north, south, west, and east sides of Chicago, at the historic Water Tower, at the Hyde Park Art Center, at the Garfield Park Conservatory, many thanks to Adam Schwerner for that, and in Edgewater near the Bryn Mawr Red Line L station. And each of these places there's a room in each of these places that is half filled with balloons. And you walk in and you enjoy. The museum, and these are pictures actually that Adam sent me of Garfield, and this is the Hyde Park Art Center. You got to go. They're up through October. The MCA is always engaging its community, both inside and outside our building. We invite organizations to use our space, like Luna Negra up here in the upper left-hand corner in our galleries. We present events out in the community, upper right, Theaster Gates at the Little Black Pearl in conjunction and partnership with us. And bottom left, an artist, Jason Middlebrook, working with teens in the South Side on an art workshop. We invited the Solar Flare Orchestral Marching Band featuring the South Shore Drill Team to perform at one of our exhibition openings. And this event was held on the same day when more than 200 families with their children moved into the new Lurie Children's Hospital. We donated free family passes to each of the 200 families to welcome them to the neighborhood. We're also a very proud partner with 19 other cultural organizations in Chicago who help design spaces in the hospital to bridge the connection between art and the healing power of art and medicine. We have lots of community-based programs that are favorites with visitors, especially on Tuesdays, which is our community free day for Illinois residents, and also our late night. And it's when 40% of our visitors come. Tuesdays at the MCA reflects a microcosm of Chicago. We have our farmers market. In the evenings, we have outdoor jazz with the Chicago's great best jazz musicians. And of course, we welcome our young dating audience every month at First Fridays. But what I'm most excited about is our Teen Creative Agency, TCA. The teens named this teen program the Teen Creative Agency. A new program that partners MCA staff with teens to help them make sense of art, of themselves, and of the world. The TCA is a 2-year intensive program for kids between 15 and 19 years old, dedicated to increasing teen skills in interpretation, public speaking, and cultural participation. We launched TCA last year and are already interviewing our next class of teens, and in this way we're creating future cultural leaders. In April, the TCA worked with Chicago artist Theaster Gates and hip-hop artist Mark Board-Mtg, using those artists' theater sets at the MCA to create an interactive program for kids. The MCA is committed to being a place for young people and to making teenagers feel empowered and as active contributors at the MCA. Beyond the TCA, school programs at the MCA are artist-led, with local artists helping students explore critical thinking skills and make relevant connections. They are free for Illinois schools. This is important. We offer free admission and free busing for all Illinois schools, grade 1 to 12. 78% of our school tour attendance is CPS, and these school groups come from all over the city. In addition, every student who comes for a tour gets a free pass to come back with their family. And we always connect what we do at the MCA to the classroom experience, and our program supports those standards in arts, language, and social sciences. 11,020 students visited the MCA during last school year. 9,000 of these came from the Chicago Public Schools, grade 1 to 12. And of the 207 schools that visited last year, 150 came from CPS, from as far north as Rogers Park and as far south as Calumet Park. And these are just examples from far south side, Altgeld Gardens, Calumet Park, West Englewood, near West Side, and so on. On top of that, we have an intensive program, a partner school initiative. We run an intensive 3-year program at select public high schools where we place teaching artists in residence with teachers. The MCA teaching artist works in partnership with the teacher at the school, and together they develop strategies that help students develop fluency in the arts. And this is an example of a class that made placards, and the assignment was, what would you say to someone who is brand new in your school who is being bullied? We also partner with the Chicago Public Library, providing families with free museum admissions. The Kids Museum Passport has free admission for a family of 4, and Chicago families can check this passport out at any public library. Keeping up with children and young adults means being active on social media channels. We have a very big following with about 1,500 fans a month being added every month. Our fans use the MCA in all kinds of wonderful ways. Some people take their Christmas cards way in advance at the MCA. And this is a young mom who sent us her commentary that she had a great time there with her baby girl and that we are kid-friendly. Yes, and this is another Facebook poll. Yesterday I happened to be in New York on behalf of a friend at the World Trade Center, and this was posted yesterday. We have an exhibition devoted to how artists perceive the skyscraper ever since the 50s. And this was posted yesterday. After 11 years, we still remember, and it's an image of one of the works in our show. So we really have an impact in terms of the way people think and process the larger society. This is a portrait of the MCA. Not its building, but its reach. its impact on this city as a community resource and an economic engine. We provide educational services to community organizations. We partner with students and teachers, and we use the goods and services of vendors throughout Chicagoland. And this is an indicator of that. The museum prides itself on being a supporter and a participant in the arts. I think this is an economic partner map. Each dot represents a vendor. And I think you recognize the mayor and his wife, and who were honorary co-chairs at our gala last year. We're very fortunate to have a mayor who's so supportive and knowledgeable about the arts and who regularly visits cultural institutions like ours and understands that we are social centers, community hubs, and economic drivers. We make sure our policies work well for our visitors. We have suggested admission. If you can't afford it, it's okay. You can just come in for free. We have Community Free Day for Illinois residents each and every week of the year. We do not conglomerate them into just the winter months. And we have evening hours to accommodate locals who have to work all day very hard. We also offer free admission to military personnel, veterans, children under 12, and Illinois teachers. And we are one of the, again, few remaining museums where any day of the week you can come in for free if you want to. And we've retained our admissions rate, which is very low with regard to our peers since 2009. Right now, almost 10% of our funding comes from the Chicago Park District, a very, very valuable sum. And these funds are absolutely essential to the operations of the MCA and our ability to present the level of programming and activate artists and engage audiences. I hope you can see how critically needed and valuable your funds are and how they are being used to the benefit of all of us in Chicago, and how more than ever we really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for inviting me here today to share with you the state of the MCA.
Madeline, if I could just make a brief comment. Yours is a career I followed for 20 years. And Chicago was very, very lucky when you came back from San Francisco to head up the MCA. And anyone who follows the museum scene here in Chicago could see that there is a real difference in the MCA since you came back. And so we really appreciate it. We're proud and happy to be able to support you as a museum in the park. The other thing I want to thank you for is there's a real partnership and dialogue now between the leadership at the MCA, between you and the Park District staff. Not only between you and Mike Kelly, but you and Adam Schwerner are in touch. And as you know, Adam's got the soul of an artist, and I know you appreciate that. But there's an ongoing dialogue and partnership here, and a real desire on your part to push art out into the neighborhood parks, and we look forward to that continued partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll give you a free ad for those in the room. One of the best stores in the city is their gift shop. It's
true.
The coolest, most fun, affordable stuff. It is stuff you don't find anywhere. It's the best Christmas store in the city. You should all go.
You're right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is People in the Parks. Will the Secretary please call the names of those who have signed up to speak?
Yes, sir. We ask that you please limit your comments to 2 minutes. Our first 3 speakers are Anthony Iniquez, Nina Beckley, and Laura Sturkle. Mr. Iniquez? Okay. Ms. Beckley?
Yes. I have to agree with the commissioner who likes the gift shop. I do too. It's a great gift shop. My name is Nina Beckley, and I just want to thank you, members of the Park Board, for your time. I'm speaking about Lakeshore Park at the drive between Chicago and Pearson. It is right behind the Museum of Contemporary Art. I'll be brief. I moved back to the city from Wheaton after my husband died in 1999. I love Chicago. I love living here downtown, and I find peace and joy in my daily walks along the gardens in Lakeshore Park. It has always been a lovely place where families and neighbors could relax and play. But something has changed. Vagrants have come among the families and students, and for the first time I am afraid to use the park. I have been attacked twice recently in broad daylight. I was lucky. A good Samaritan intervened and helped me. But the few police I have seen and spoken to tell me the park is not on their regular patrol. I'm told the Park Service does not take responsibility for protecting the park either. I am here today to respectfully ask the Park Board to commit itself to making Lakeshore Park safe again. Maybe you could lobby the police, the Chicago police,
30 seconds remaining.
to increase patrols in the park. I don't know. I will leave the how to you. I just know a widow like me should feel safe walking on Lakeshore Park again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. We will work with the Chicago Police Department on putting special attention on Lakeshore Parks and the vagrants. And Pat LeVar, our Chief Operating Officer, is coming right up here. He'll talk to you as well, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Sturkle? Okay, our next three speakers are Peggy Bodine, Sarah Rechley, and Maria Huaramo. Did I say that correctly?
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es María Huéramo y soy el tesorero del comité del Parque Kelly. Somos de Brighton Park, un barrio de bajos ingresos ubicado en el lado suroeste de Chicago. Estamos aquí para pedirles por favor que se haga una prioridad la renovación de nuestro parque. Brighton Park es el barrio más pobre en áreas verdes en la ciudad de Chicago. Contamos con un parque muy pequeño en nuestro barrio, el cual es el punto focal de recreación para 3,000 estudiantes que atienden a la escuela preparatoria Kelly y para los 49,000 residentes de la comunidad viviendo en Brighton Park. En agosto del 2011, más de 350 miembros del barrio Brighton Park se unieron para expresar nuestra preocupación por el deterioro. Desde entonces, hemos formado un concilio asesor asegurándonos del apoyo de varios oficiales electos, incluyendo al senador Sandoval y el concejal George Cárdenas. Hemos asistido a audiencias de presupuesto y otras reuniones con el Distrito de Parques en junio. En junio organizamos nuestra primera carrera de 5 kilómetros para recaudar fondos para el parque, y a la cual participaron más de 150 personas y se recaudaron $7,500. En enero del 2012, el Distrito de Parques de Chicago se reunió con nosotros para discutir los diseños de un parque renovado que incluye un nuevo patio de juegos, un diamante de béisbol y un campo de césped artificial de soccer. La renovación de Kelly Park se estima alrededor de $3 millones. El Parque Kelly ha recibido muy poco dinero para mejorías en los últimos 40 años y ha llegado el momento para que sea una prioridad. Tenemos dos peticiones. En primer lugar, solicitamos formalmente que el Parque Kelly sea destinatario de uno de los 6 campos de césped artificial que se han construidos en el 2013 como parte de Tome el Campo. Segundo, les pedimos que hagan todo en su poder para hacer la renovación de nuestro parque una de las principales prioridades. Gracias.
Gracias.
So my name is Sarah Rechley, and I'm going to say the same thing in English. And that's Maria Hueramo, the treasurer for the Kelly Park Advisory Council, and I'm the president for the Kelly Park Advisory Council. If you're here from Brighton Park, please stand up. We've got 35 members here from the community, youth and adults. Go ahead and have a seat. We have all come from Brighton Park, a low-income neighborhood located on the southwest side of Chicago. We are here today to ask that you please make the renovation of our park, Kelly Park, a priority. Brighton Park is the most park-poor neighborhood in the city of Chicago. We have one small neighborhood park, Kelly Park, which is the recreational focal point for the 3,000 students that attend Kelly High School and the 49,000 residents of Brighton Park. In August of last year, 2011, over 350 members of the Brighton Park neighborhood united to voice our concern over the deterioration of our park. I brought a photo from last year. Since then, we have formed an advisory council, secured the support of various elected officials, including Senator Sandoval and Alderman Cardenas, attended budget hearings and other meetings with the Park District, and in June, we hosted our first 5K fundraiser for Kelly Park, in which over 150 people attended, and we raised $7,500 at a time, in a low-income community where people are struggling right now. So it shows the commitment of our community. In January, and again last week, we met with the Chicago Park District staff to discuss designs for a renovated park that include a new playground, baseball diamonds, and an artificial turf soccer football field. The renovation, the cost estimate is about $3 million. We have reviewed the Chicago Park District's 2012-2016 capital improvement plan, but we were quite disappointed to find that many improvements are planned for parks all throughout the city, including many in park-rich neighborhoods, but only one improvement was mentioned for Kelly Park, and that was paving the pathways.
30 seconds remaining.
And we are grateful for the sidewalk that was just paved in our park, but we're here because we want the whole park renovated. So Kelly Park has received little money for improvements over the past 40 years, and it is time to make it a priority. It is unacceptable that our community is once again on the losing end of resource allocation in our city. It is for that reason that we have come today to make two requests. First, make Kelly Park a priority, and second, we formally request to be one of the Take the Field recipients that you all are doing in the different parks for an artificial
You have
turf
exceeded
soccer
your 2
football
minutes.
field. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
President
Are
Trauber.
you Miss Bowden?
Yes, I'm Peggy
I'd like to
Bodine.
comment.
Excuse me. I think she's.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted
Are
to
you
make-
speaking on the
No.
same subject?
No.
Okay. Juan, did you want to?
First of all, I just wanted to let you know that as a commissioner, I did meet with members of the Brighton Park community. I want to make a commitment as a commissioner to continue to work with you all to put together a fundraising strategy in order to come up with the dollars that you need to actually make the improvements. So I'll make a commitment over the next 2 weeks to sit down with your advisory council and work through what needs to work. I know that Mike and the staff have been working really strongly with the community, and I think the full intention of the Park District is to ensure that all of our parks, and certainly Kelly Park, I drive by it every day. I know the kind of use that it gets. I know the importance that it has in our community. So we need to work hard to make it a reality. Brevemente en español, estamos comprometidos a que esto se haga realidad, ¿verdad? Y necesitamos recaudar el dinero necesario para que se haga realidad. Entonces yo estoy comprometido en las próximas 2 semanas a reunirme con ustedes, a que el Distrito de Parques se reúne con ustedes y pongamos un plan de acción. Y quiero felicitar a los jóvenes. It's great to see young people here at this meeting, so I wanted to especially congratulate the young people for making the time to be here at this meeting.
And if a meeting's set up, I'd like to attend the meeting as well. So
Great, thanks, Mike.
Yeah. The only thing I'd like to add is that we do make priorities as commissioners about where we spend our time and where we spend our money. But Chicagoans also help us make those priorities by showing up here united with a good idea and bringing forth things in a business-like and collaborative way. And you guys are doing that. And so if you want to move something up the agenda, you're doing it. So stay with it because we take guidance and we take this very seriously. And help us make that a priority, and we will. So congratulations, and keep trucking.
Thank you.
Ms. Spalding.
Oh, hi. I'm Peggy Bodine, and I'm here today on behalf of Green Space. I'm a regular park goer. Lincoln Park is my park where I walk every day with my dog. And very recently, a number of large-scale metal objects have appeared in the park, and I wish to state my objection to that, to the Chicago Sculpture International installation of these large-scale metal objects throughout Lincoln Park. I feel that it's taking our nature away. It's giving away our green spaces, our tranquil spaces that we in the city go to for respite. I know that on your website you talk about how the Chicago Park District remains the leading provider of green space and recreation. This large number of metal objects that have appeared in the park in the last few weeks is an assault on that, on our nature, and the reason we go to the park, for that respite, for that tranquility, for that green space. I feel that it's not appropriate to clutter the park in this way, and where are people going to turn in Chicago for green space if you are not going to provide it? Where do we turn? Now, I know that sculpture does not require a public park to be displayed, and these metal objects are disturbing the natural beauty of what is our public parks. I'm just simply asking you, don't take our nature away. Please place a priority on green space. You have many citizens of Chicago who rely on that and count on you for that beautiful green space that is Chicago. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Our last speaker is Mr. Mark Carroll. Actually, there is Mark Carroll, Joseph Messick, and George Blakemore. Mr. Carroll?
How you doing? My name is Mark Carroll, and I, yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. All right, so my name is Mark Carroll. How you doing? And I'm a product of Chicago Rowing. I work with a group right now in Chicago. We're trying to help with the boathouses that are being built on the river. But I just wanted to highlight that there are groups out there that are involved in rowing and would like to demonstrate these worldwide proven successes about how rowing can be a positive way to generate revenue in the city of Chicago and in different places around the world. The resident rowing programs, they're going into the two boathouses, Lincoln Park Juniors and Chicago Training Center, are great programs that focus on different aspects of the rowing world. However, there are certain parts of rowing that they don't focus on, which is totally appropriate. So I and groups with me would like to maximize the revenue that comes from the two rowing boathouses by offering different amenities to the people of Chicago, in addition to what is already going on with the Park District, with the rowing teams that are going to be residents in there. Rowing's been proven to be profitable in many different places worldwide, and so there are people in Chicago who want to help bring these successes, these proven successes, to Chicago, just to help these teams that are there advance, and also to make a better environment for the rowing community in Chicago. And that's pretty much it. So that's there. And I did give it to the other fellas and who are in the Park District doing this, but I wanted to come in and let you guys know that there are groups in there trying to make things happen, and we're
30 seconds
talking
remaining.
with them. So.
Mark, have you had an audience with Park District staff to be able to?
Yeah, with Stefan Schnellauer, with Bob Foster, and then Joey Harris has met with me as well. But those guys are speaking with different folks. But I think there's more groups out there that can help bring in more revenue, which I think is a very proven thing out there, and it's easy to do. So.
Okay. They have this?
Yep.
Why is there a wolf on your logo?
Because there's a team in England called Leander Boat Club, and Leander Boat Club has a large hippo, a pink hippo, and that's their logo. And you think, pink hippo, what's that? But because it's the strongest animal in the water is a hippo, so that's their logo. And I took the wolf because Wolf's Point on a river, which is the confluence of the north-south branch and the main branch, and then just kind of an homage to their logo. So, all right, thanks.
Always a good answer.
I am Joseph Messick. I am a member of the Chicago Archery Club, which for many years has been active at the outdoor archery range at Washington Park. Allow me to offer our thanks for the continuous support of the sport of archery for over 3/4 of a century. Thank you. We hope this relationship extends that far into the future and beyond. In recent months, there has been considerable confusion and complication relating to our club's presence and use of the archery range and related facilities at Washington Park. Progress has been made concerning such issues, and we expect any new or remaining issues will quickly reach a satisfactory and mutually agreeable result. These events have led me to research the club history and Washington Park and Chicago Park District history in some greater detail. In doing so, I have discovered what appears to be incomplete and misleading information posted on the Chicago Park District website, which I now ask you to review and modify or correct in order to present to the public a clearer view of history and of current and future archery activities at Washington Park. I propose a 3-step process to accomplish this task. 1, a meeting. 2, a report. 3, the website correction or update. Not pertaining to number 1, a meeting between myself and the Park District historian would be
30 seconds
set
remaining.
to examine the historical facts in more detail related to the Washington Park Framework Plan, part of the Chicago Park District website. 2, a report of those historical facts with recommendation for changes of the information posted on the website would be sent to the board members for review and action. 3, the website administrator would be instructed by the board to change the posted information on the website. I ask this board to recognize the need for greater accuracy concerning the Washington Park Framework Plan and its proper presentation
You have
to the
exceeded your
public.
2 minutes.
Mr. Messick, I'd ask you, is Pat LeVar in the room? All right. Would you see Pat LeVar? He's our Chief Operating Officer. I know you probably didn't finish with what you were going to say, but give your information to Pat. Archery is a priority for us at the Park District, so I welcome any input you have. I have personally been actively soliciting funds for about 3 years from the folks at like Easton, because archery is big for them. So we look forward to partnering with you and working with you. So any suggestions you have, you give them to Pat. He'll give you an ear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One quick question, please. Where in Washington Park is the archery range?
It is located at 5800 South Cottage Grove, which is essentially in the center of a walkway path extending across where 58th Street is blocked by the park. And the archery range is currently in the area just east of Payne Drive and just south of the DuSable Museum new location that they are still working on.
Okay. Thank you.
Be careful.
I live there.
Mr. Blakemore?
Yeah. I never knew that.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is George Blakemore, and I have defined myself as a curator. And what is a curator? He's one who protects and presents the culture. So I'm interested in black culture and black people using the parks. And it's been a little controversy over basketball courts. In Lincoln Park, now Nike have moved in and built a facility there, a basketball court, and they're using the field house, which is okay to be utilizing this field house and to be presenting things to the citizens that's pertaining sports. But I have an issue when I walk by there and I see a security guard there preventing people of color, citizens, any race or nationality that would like to go and play basketball. Traditional young people have gone out and utilized this basketball court. So perhaps I challenge you to go to Nike and let Nike know that security being there is intimidating. Before my 2 minutes is up, is intimidating to young people or even older people to go and play ball, and they shouldn't have to get permission from Nike to use that facility, even though Nike might have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's still a public space, and I expect to see our young people, older people, go out and, I don't play basketball, I'm 70 years old, but I know that this is a public place, and that I want to see young people playing basketball without getting permission from Nike and without Nike having a security people there intimidating young people from using this facility. I expect to meet with someone and speak to someone about this issue, and I expect this issue to be cleared up. Private cannot come in and keep citizens from using public space. Yes.
George.
Could you answer this question?
Alonzo can help you. Alonzo, the Director of Revenue.
Okay,
he's working with Nike. He'd be happy to.
Yes, but I'm wanting you. I want him to come back and you communicate this with the general public, letting them know. I know my time is up. Let's be polite. I'm going back to see Alonzo. So do not be disrespectful. I've always been respectful when I came up here. If you're not pleased with what I'm saying, perhaps you got issues. Thank you very much, and all of you have a peaceful and blessed day. And this is a public hearing. You have let other people come up bilingual, speaking way over 3 minutes when they interpret from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English. Thank you very much, and all of you have a peaceful and blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
There are no further speakers.
Next on the agenda is a report from the Committee on Programs and Recreation, Commissioner Shalaby.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Committee on Programs and Recreation met on this morning, September 12, 2012, to consider matters referred from August 9th to September 12th.
Can we stop for 1 second? Did we miss a speaker?
No.
Oh, is that Mr. O'Neill?
No, Newman.
No.
No. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The Committee on Programs and Recreation met this morning to consider matters referred from August 9th to September 12, 2012, and hereby recommends that its report be adopted. Item number 1, request to name Fernwood Park basketball courts in honor of McLaughlin Mac Irvin. And item number 2, request to initiate a 45-day notice period to name North Grand Park in honor of Maggie Daly. That concludes the report of the Committee on Programs and Recreation, and I move for its adoption.
So moved.
Will the Secretary take a roll call for the adoption of the matter?
Yes, sir. May I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Shalaby?
Aye.
Koldyke? Commissioner Koldyke?
Aye.
Commissioner Lavelle?
Aye.
Commissioner Salgado?
Aye.
Commissioner Allen?
Aye.
Vice President Armstrong?
Aye.
President Roberts?
Aye.
Motion carried and the matter is adopted.
The Committee on Capital Improvements met on September 12, 2012, to consider matters referred from August 9th to September 12th, and hereby recommends that its report be adopted. Item 1, authorization to enter into a contract for North Grant Park renovation Phase 1. Item 2, authority for amendment to the Chicago Park District lease with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Chicago for Park Number 526. Item 3, authority to enter into 3 leases with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Chicago for 2 new parks and the expansion of Park Number 563. Item 4, authority to accept the transfer of property located at 115th Street and Western Avenue for a new park. Item 5, authorization to issue final payment for completion of Gage Park Artificial Turf Project. Item 6, authorization to enter into change order 1 to task order 4 for Lincoln Park Conservatory, Man Park Fieldhouse, and Calumet Park Fieldhouse project approval under the Energy Savings Performance Contracting Services Program. And finally, item 7, authorization to participate in the City of Chicago contract 15282 to purchase crew cab chassis with aerial derricks and bobtail bodies. That concludes the report of the Committee on Capital Improvements, and I move for its adoption.
A second.
If no objection, we'll apply the last favorable roll call vote from the prior matter to this matter.
Motion carried and the matter is adopted.
Under unfinished business, nothing was presented for consideration. Under new business, nothing was presented for consideration. That concludes the board meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. The board meeting is now adjourned.
Mhm.